about how we can tie that in with taxes and everything as well. So okay, so just hold on 1 second. I'm live. Hey you guys, this is Veronica with New Beginnings Insurance Group. How are you doing this Friday? Sheila and I was just talking. We got caught off guard, but it's okay. We're gonna talk with Sheila more in just a few minutes. But I'm Veronica again with New Beginnings Insurance Group. I'm located at 2300 West Sahara, across the street from the Palace Station in the U.S. Bank building on the 8th floor. You can call me at 702-625-8989. Again, 702-625-8989. I am here for you if you need insurance, life insurance, home insurance, auto. I can help you with everything. So just kind of briefly going back, I'm going to introduce you. We probably won't talk much with Sheila quite yet on some of the things that she do, but she's Sheila Williams with Sherwin.
She wins.
It is She Wins. She Wins Bookkeeping. And she actually did my bookkeeping this year, and I'm so excited to talk more about that. She believes in investing and doing different things as well. I actually was introduced to Sheila by Mary Crystal. Hey, Mary Crystal. She does my locks, and I was talking to her about my taxes and how I had a terrible experience last year with my tax preparer, and so she referred me to Sheila. So just touching a little bit this morning, we were talking about auto insurance and different things that has taken place with Sheila. We were talking about life insurance as well. You guys, you need to get that life insurance. Very, very important to have it. If you don't have life insurance, you pass away, your family has to take on that debt. So I know Sheila and I have been talking a lot about investing and debt and how to use your money the right way. So we're just going to kind of roll into a couple of questions. I asked Sheila earlier some of her experiences with her auto. She was talking to me about fraudulent claims. So Sheila, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, and then we're going to go ahead and talk about that experience that you had, okay? So you go ahead.
My name is Sheila Williams. I run She Wins Bookkeeping Service. It is a small accounting firm. So we cater to, small to mid-sized businesses, and I also do financial planning. And we were talking about my auto insurance and different insurance experiences. And one thing, there's a couple of things that really gets me with the insurance, and one of the main one is the false claims.
Yes.
Like I was explaining to you, my son was driving my car, and you're in the right turning lane that gears on to another busy street, and so you look to yield to see if any other car is coming, and if no other cars is coming or the light turns green, then you move
and go.
And so he's coasting and starting to move because the light was green, and he just tapped her car. So when he got out, she immediately's like, oh, I have a headache and my back hurts and all of this stuff, from a bump. And although my insurance company made sure that nothing was paid out, they took so many pictures of my car, and she never received anything from that. The fact that she filed the claim, that's what creates these,
the rates, the increase
we pay
of the rates,
so much in insurance because people like that are constantly out there creating, these fraudulent claims. And then another thing that makes our rates go up, that people in Las Vegas don't understand, is these drunk drivers.
Yeah, no, you're right. Now, before you touch on the drunk drivers, let's go back though to the false claim. So we were talking earlier, and I was just letting Sheila know, although they did not pay out, it was Allstate is your insurance company. Although they did not pay out, and they worked greatly with her to make sure that it wasn't fraudulent or whatever the case may be. The challenge is, once someone calls in on your policy number and they call claims, it's going to actually go on your record as at fault. Because of the fact your son hit that person, even though they did not pay out, it's on there as at fault. So if when Allstate goes to do your renewals, they may or may not use it against you. But the bigger challenge is when you actually go shopping for other insurance they're gonna 9 times out of 10, Lexus is the company that does the insurance histories and runs the reports. Chances are they're going to see it as an at-fault accident. Thank God they didn't pay out, because what I just recently heard is that when they pay out bodily rental reimbursement or anything like that, it automatically is reported as at fault, and you have to fight and get it fixed and get a letter of experience to go to that new carrier. Okay, so thank God it didn't do that. However, you do want to still make sure you're going to eventually, if you move, you're going to have to get it. If it says it's at fault, you're going to have to get something that, if it doesn't already say that, it's not paid out. So it won't affect your rates extremely, but it will tap into the rates. No matter what, it will tap a little bit into the rates wherever you go.
Well, how can I check?
You can you can call Allstate, like I was telling you earlier. You can call your insurance agent, ask them, or maybe the main number, ask them when's the last time that they've ran your history, and just see what's on there. But can
I request a copy of my history?
You know what? You probably can. I guess it depends on the carrier and the agent. Okay, but if you are actually shopping, like if I run your do a review and I run your report, I can actually see if it comes up. It may come up, it may not. Chances are it's going to come up though. Okay. So another thing that you need to know, and you guys, the viewers out there, you also need to know, a lot of carriers have the option to have accident forgiveness. So if you plan on being with your carrier for a long period,
I think we have that.
You have it?
I see it
Okay.
on my, because I brought
on your deck page.
I brought the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I see that on there, the debt forgiveness. I seen that, and I always see that commercial where you get the $500 back, and I'm like, I ain't never seen. I ain't never received no check. I don't know. Accident.
When it comes to that part, I don't know. Yes, I worked with Allstate. I today don't know on that particular part, but I will tell you, at-fault accident the accident forgiveness. The way that it typically works is it works for you while you're with that carrier. So if you're actually thinking about moving, changing, if you're leaving because rates go up or anything like that, then that accident forgiveness doesn't go with you. So it's still going to report, and the new carriers is still going to use it against you. That is mainly for people who's staying longevity with their current carrier. If they're accident prone, if like in the last 3 years, if you had more than 2 accidents, you should have accident forgiveness on your policy. That way, usually it's the first 3 years, they forgive 1 accident in the first 3 years. So if you get accident forgiveness the first your first 6 months, and you get an accident the first 6 months, they'll forgive it. But the next 3 years, the rest of the 3 years, they're not forgiven anymore. So I know some companies have it where they have the next tier, like Allstate. I think Travelers may have it, that if you move to the next tier, it might forgive 2 accidents in 5 years. So again, if you're accident prone, you got to watch those things. Of course, they're going to cost a little bit more money, but it's worth it.
Well, wait a minute. Because if you have the accident forgiveness, like I said, I haven't had an accident in a while, but we have been with Allstate for at least, I say, 15, 16 years. And the forgiveness, that right there, I'm a little bit confused, because now you have this law where if you're in an accident, you don't call the police. You guys just exchange the information. And doing that, I haven't had the experience, but I know a lot of people that have had the experience that they make the accident 50-50. So
how do you determine?
How does you...
It still would be, if the accident becomes 50-50, of course, that means you're going to be at fault with your carrier. That accident would be forgiven if you have accidents forgiveness. If you haven't used if you haven't used any in that first 3 years, then it will be forgiven.
I wonder if you have because fender bumpers, you can't determine how many of those that you're going to have, and then also you can't determine what about when you get your car get hit by a rock and you have to replace your windshield. Now and they pay that, but
that's under comp. That's under comp, not accident forgiveness. You guys, accident forgiveness is on collision only.
Okay.
It's not on comp. Okay.
Okay.
It's not on
Okay.
comp. But as far as that 50-50, you probably would have to talk more with your agent or with your carrier, because I don't really know. As far as I knew, it was always like 51-49. So basically, if you're not at fault, you're at 49%. And if you're at fault, you're 51. That's how they determine. But the 50-50, I really don't know, because I don't think I've really heard of that. But it does make sense that if it's 50-50, your stuff is handled by your carrier, their stuff is handled by their carrier. But you guys, if you guys would both be at fault, both of you guys will report to LexisNexis, and you both would have an at-fault accident. So if that is the case, and you have accident forgiveness, and you haven't used it, it'll cover it. If you've used it, then no, your insurance company, the next renewal or the next year could actually rate you off of that. They could rate you off of it. Insurance is based on so many different things that you may have an at-fault accident or two at-fault accidents, but you might have such great credit and everything else that sometimes it just depends. The carriers, they have their own formula on how they determine underwriting. The agents, we're just here to service our customers. We're here to to educate you as far as the policy and the stuff that you're purchasing, the claims and different things like that. Okay. So
Well,
you said you had another. Okay,
That's
thank you.
very good.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know. They just don't know. And so I am here to help you guys. Again, my name is Veronica Nicholson with New Beginnings Insurance Group. I'm here to help you guys. You can call me at 702-625-8989. 702-625-8989. We are located at 2300 West Sahara in the U.S. Bank Building on the 8th floor. Do you want to give your contact information really quick, or do you want to just go ahead and start kind of talking about you?
Well, there's a
It's okay.
Okay, well, you can visit my website, which is www.shewinsbookkeeping.com, and the office number is 702-538-8831, and our location is 1513 Truett Street, and it's a very small firm, which helps you because we can give you that individual time. I don't take on a lot of clients right now because I don't have a lot of staff. But if my business do grow, I hire, staff that can give you all of your financial needs, all in one stop. And you don't have to talk to this bookkeeper or that receptionist or whatever. I assign, your needs to one individual person, and that's who you deal with, which makes it very good because they get to know each other, and they can call them at any time and say, hey, I got this question. I get questions all the time from Mary Crystal. Yeah. And like you mentioned Mary Crystal, and it's funny because she's my client too, and I love her to death, but she calls me all the time. It doesn't matter, and I give her the answer, and she's like, okay, and she's excited. But one of the things that I love, that you brought up about the life insurance and things like that is my children's father. We had been married for a lot of years and we divorced, but he recently died last year. He was in a car accident, and when he had the car accident, and he died, he did not have insurance.
Oh, wow.
And so my children had to, come up with the money to help bury him, and it was a very costly. It was very costly. And then on top of that, my ex-husband's brother's daughter's son, which was only 7 years old.
Oh, wow.
He also died in a car accident.
Yeah.
And the car flipped. Now, she didn't have insurance. She did not have insurance, and they had to go and start a GoFundMe.
Yeah.
And so I see a lot of GoFundMe pages for children's funerals that get shot in drive-by
Just
shootings. I see GoFundMe pages for people that get in a car accident and they become handicapped or whatever. My son was in a car accident.
Yeah, just
and
February
he was
or January?
last year in October. He was in a car accident and he was put in a coma.
Okay.
Now my son is an adult, but he didn't have insurance, and I found myself out of pocket for a lot of things. Now, he's an adult and he should have his own insurance. But when that happened, it was a wake-up call for me because I had insurance for me and my husband in all avenues, we're covered. And I had insurance on my 2 youngest kids because they're they're young, they're not married, they're out there. So I want to make sure that if something happened, they're going to call
covered.
mom.
Yeah,
Exactly. And so I made sure that they was covered, but I didn't cover him because he's out there, he's 30 years old, whatever.
You figured he had it. He was taken care of. Yeah.
And he didn't have it. Mm-hmm. So here's the thing, and I'm glad that we're having that topic. You have a lot of people out here that consider themselves successful people. Mm-hmm. And they will, show you that they have these homes, they have, the beautiful clothes, the beautiful purses, shoes, or whatever. And then when something happens, they got to do a GoFundMe page. Mm-hmm. That is absolutely ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. We don't
you
prioritize.
have to learn how to protect your future. Mm-hmm. Because if something happens, it doesn't cost that much. I have insurance, and I'm just throwing it out there, and it's not an expensive insurance, but I have $50,000 on my sons and my daughter, and I pay $12 a month.
That's a term policy?
But it's $12 a month. I don't need something, for me and my husband. Yeah, I pay a lot more.
Yeah,
I understand
you have a
that.
different type of policy.
Right. But for my children, that's $50,000 if something happens to one of them.
Yes, and you can get it for about that. I have a couple customers.
Yeah.
$50,000 for $12.
$12
for younger kids.
And so you're going to tell me that it's not important to invest $12? I don't care who it is. It could be your grandkids. I have insurance on my grandkids, every single one of them.
Yeah.
And for all of my grandkids, and I'm not gonna say how many grandkids I got because that's gonna look, that's gonna look bad on my part.
I mean, I got 9, so it don't really necessarily mean too much, but
I pay for all of my grandkids, and I got $10,000 on each one of them. Mm-hmm. I pay $22. If that's not an investment, what is it?
And it is. You're right. Here's the thing that people don't understand too. Even if you can't get an individual policy for each one of those children that's under the age of 18, you can get them on your policy as a rider. And riders are literally anywhere from $6 to $12. They're not very expensive. You can get a rider. I have for my kids. I have a couple policies with me, and they're riders. They'll do a rider up until 25 or 26 years old, and they're 25, I think. And then after that, they can convert that policy to a regular adult policy. Mm-hmm. And when they do that, they're not rated as far as they don't have to do insurability, so they don't have to do any medical or anything like that. But they will just they go off of their age, and it usually doesn't cost much more to convert them over once they hit that age.
So maybe me and you can talk
most
about having
definitely.
me a policy, because I would like to. I have policies, but they're all with my husband.
Yeah.
And as you guys, I have already explained, that I divorced my first husband, and now I'm married again. So my children are from my first husband, and although that they're adults, and although that they're grown and out of my house, if something happens to me, I want to be able to give them something.
Yeah.
So maybe you can help me to get policies, and I can get rid of some of those other ones and make them a rider.
I'm listening to you,
right?
And I'm like, she got a lot of policies. So no, what you do, you'd have a policy for the parent, and you put the kids on as riders, and you do that, and then you have less policies that you have to worry about making payments on, looking for, finding. And here's another thing: you got to make sure that your beneficiaries know what's going on, who the company is, and where the paperwork is. Because I had a person call me months ago, wanted to, actually, I think I've had a couple people call me. They wanted to know how do they go about to find out if someone had a policy, or if they know someone had policies but they can't find them. Well, you know what you got to do? You got to go digging through everything in the house. And if the person is a tacky ratty, it's ridiculous to where you may get frustrated and say, I'm not even looking anymore. So now you have no money and you go to GoFundMe, and come to find out you might have had $100,000 policy or policies somewhere, but it was just a mess. So it's always good to have that beneficiary when you go over the policy with your agent, to have a beneficiary there with. And they know exactly what's going on. They know the company. Or if you can't do that, have a safe place where all the information's at, or an email that somebody can go into later and say, Mom or Grandma or somebody emailed me. You know what? Ask your agent to hold on to the information. It's so powerful for all you agents out there. It is so powerful to take that extra step in customer service and say, can you hold this information for me, and I will let my beneficiary know. Or as an agent, you pick up that phone, you call the beneficiary, you introduce yourself. Hey, I'm Veronica Nicholson. I'm Sheila's agent. She has you on this, and this policy as the beneficiary. Take my name and number down. If you have anything ever happens, you know you can always call me. I have your information. That is so powerful. That's extremely powerful. So you're right. What you're saying is you're right. And I thank you for being able to, come on the show and talk about these things and let people know the importance of not having insurance and giving your personal experiences.
And that's what I do for most of my clients that come to me. I don't just do the average. Usually when you go to the CPA firms or whatever, you give them, they ask you for your banking information, and what they do is they put your books together, and then they send you this wonderful packet with your financials and say your bank account's been reconciled, and here you go, and you pay me $500 or $1,000 a month, or whatever it is, $200 or $250 a month, and then they hand it over to you and expect you to understand it.
Yes.
That's the reason why I started my own business. I wanted to be more personal. So when I do that, I come and I sit down and say, here's your financials, here's what's going on.
Yes.
Do you have life insurance? You're making a amount of money, and it's not tax free.
Yeah, exactly.
So what are you doing? Okay, you run this business. Your business setup says that if you die, your business also dies. Is that what you want to happen, or do you want your business to go on? To keep going. Those are the types of questions and things that I go over. Look, you can invest. Do some investment and bring your tax rate down.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I have so many clients say, well, why are you telling me this and my CPA didn't tell me that? Well, you ain't paying them to tell you that.
Exactly.
And you're not asking that question. So instead of me waiting for you to ask that question, I look at things and I start to question you. And my questionnaire says, do you have this? Do you have that?
Yes.
Because I want to know that, and I want to prepare you. You have a lot of people out here that's hairdressers, or you have people out there. We're in Las Vegas.
Strippers.
You got dancers. Okay, so they go out and they make a lot of money. They cash money, and they show, hey, I got this money. They live this glamorous life. Well, I'm here to tell you, I used to be hot. I used to be hot. With age, that changes. And unless you're going to spend money to change your body makeup or whatever, that gets old too.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do when all of that is said and done? Because you haven't invested in your future. How about taking, when you're making $10,000-$20,000 a month, and saying, hey, I only want to do this for maybe 5 or 10 years. Hey, guess what? You can do that if you make smart decisions and wise decisions. And if you have things like what you're saying in place, you are protecting your future.
Yes.
You're investing in your future.
Yes.
And that's what you have to do.
And you do. You definitely have to.
So if you're out there and you're on the cash base or whatever, hey, call me. Hit me up on my email. info@shewinsbookkeeping.com. And that She Wins, it's spelled exactly how it says. SHEWINS. I'm a female and I'm winning. So at She Wins bookkeeping.com. info@shewinsbookkeeping.com. Send me an email and I'll send you all of the information that you need to sit down with me. And it's all free just to sit down with me for me to go over this information with you and tell you what you need to do. And then you sign up with me, I guarantee you that within a year or so, if you sit down with, Veronica to get all of this stuff set in place, and then you sit down with me, you are investing in your future. This is not a sales pitch. This is definitely not a sales pitch. This is to help you and your family, provide for your future. Because if you're just living for day to day and you're not thinking about your future, then you're not living.
No, you are definitely not living.
No.
And I want to share my experience with Sheila. I reached out to you. Like I said, I was talking to Mary Crystal. I had another CPA who did my taxes in 2016, and boy, oh boy, when I tell you guys, you got to really know what you're doing when you're looking for someone, when you're looking for a CPA, because CPAs are out there to get the job done and get their paycheck. They are not there to share much of anything, like you said, what it is they did. They don't have the time, they don't have the patience, and they're hoping that you are not smart enough to ask the questions. A lot of times CPAs deal with people who are on a higher level, who's also as far as business owners, just get the job done, I'll pay you whatever it costs. Well, I'm not that person. I need to understand what I'm paying for, what it is, what does this say. I've been audited several years ago, just a regular tax preparer, and I paid thousands of dollars back because I had no clue of what I was doing. So I started doing my own taxes, and then eventually, once I started Allstate, maybe a year before that, I started having someone else do the taxes. I wasn't happy there, so I went somewhere else the year before. This lady charged me over $4,000 to do my taxes. It was a personal tax with Schedule C, it was Schedule C for my husband and I, for my Allstate, and for his 1099. And then she also charged for our we have a company that we have to the side, and she charged a whole bunch of, tons of money, when at the end of the day she didn't have anything that she could provide to me to show me what it was and why. So I learned that, you're talking on the phone, you're emailing the CPA, they're charging you. She was charging $200 and something an hour.
Now tell them, and I don't mind. I did the exact same thing.
Same thing. More.
And tell them how much.
And I, honest to God, it was $770, and she did the same thing and some, and it was $770. This other lady was charging $4,070, and I'm not lying. I swear to you. And she did a good job. She explained things to both my husband and I. I'm still talking to her now, asking her questions about my taxes. She did an excellent job. She's able to show me what's on paper. So I'm telling you guys, I know she's not taking a lot of customers right now. She's trying to build, and she's trying to build her staff. But Sheila is excellent, and I really appreciate you. So
thank you.
You're welcome.
And this is why I do this, to have this input, and I get this all the time from my clients. And again, if you guys need my assistance, just email me or call me. Again, that number is 702-538-8831 or info@shewinsbookkeeping.com. I will get back with you, and I will make a place for you. All I ask for you is to be patient and be willing to change things for your future, to make a better future for you and your family.
And I'm actually going to meet with her when we finish here and go over some things. And oh my gosh, it's going to be tough. I'm going to have to change the way I spend. It's going to be tough, but I know it's going to work out. I know, she has me writing down my goals and different things like that. So we're going to talk and see what we can do to move forward and change this change it, my empire and the cycle. Yes. So again, you guys, life insurance, very, very important. I can't even stress how much we need that life insurance. If you guys need help, you have any questions, you want to review, have your policy reviewed, call me 702-625-8989. Again, 702-625-8989. Next week, next Tuesday, I will be hosting for Don Marquez's radio station on 88.1 at 9:30, and I want you guys to tune in if you can. Again, it's next Tuesday, 9:30, 88.1. I'll be hosting. He'll be on vacation for a week, so I'll be hosting your insurance connection radio station. Okay, so you guys haven't, actually, it's, this Tuesday. So in what, 4 days, 3 days? Yeah, so Tuesday, you guys. Okay, so listen in. Also, next Friday, we will be interviewing Brenton Cook. He is the CEO of the Graduate House. He's also a deacon at Nehemiah Church, and so we'll be interviewing him. He's a mentor, so he wants to talk about his mentorship. So you guys just tune in next Friday as well, and we'll see you next week. You have a nice one. Bye.